What's going on, guys? So I was editing the video, and the very first part of the video, half of it's missing. So in today's video, we're going to install the SLR Ultra Kit with the BC coilovers for the front side. In the last video up here, you can watch, we installed the rear shocks on the car last video. This week, we're going to install the BCs and the SLR Ultra Kit. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe, comment on the videos. It really helps the channel out. If you're following along and you're trying to take off the old suspension, I have a couple quick little tips because I've already done the hard work. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through what bolts and what sizes they are that you have to remove. This right here is a part of the lower control arm that's here. In order to get really a good access point to this bolt here, I had to remove the tie rod. Once I removed the tie rod, this is also an 18mm bolt here that's attached to the tie rod to the front side of the knuckle. And then I have another 18 holding the, right here, the lower control arm. And then there's another 18mm holding this bracket. I don't know if you can see this bracket. This bracket right here actually holds all the lines for the brakes. See, it holds all the lines for the brakes. That had to come off. Then on the back side of the control arm, there's this right here, which is a size awkward, which is a 5/8. So this right here is a 5/8. That's on the other side of the control arm. And then you remove those two bolts. We have to remove this one. We have to remove this one. There's one more up in here on the control arm. We have to remove these two on this back side. We're gonna move the 3 top bolts on top of here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that was so much harder than it needed to be. But both of them are out. Crusty. For some reason, this middle one was so hard to get out because the angle. The old ones are out. It's all cleaned. It's all nice. Put the new shocks in. Okay, the shock is in. We have to rotate, I think, the body just a little bit so it lines up with our knuckle. Let's put the lower control arm piece in, get it all buttoned back up. I have figured a couple of things out. One, this was probably a lot easier just to take the entire knuckle off. Secondly, I should have removed the tie rod while it was still attached to the old knuckle. Dumb. Thirdly, use a paint pen and not a marker on the threads for the tie rod. So I used a marker thinking it was gonna stay, and then one thing led to another and I couldn't get the tie rod off and the marker's gone. Use a paint pen to mark the threads of where you're at so you can have at least a decent alignment when it goes back on there. Now lastly, I get everything in there. Lollipops are attached, okay? Here's what I would say. I had to take the lower control arms out because to press this piece onto here isn't the easiest of things. Tim, you should know this. Bro, I thought I was just gonna jam it on in there and we were gonna be chill. Guess what? Not at all. So now, I have to find a way, not ruining these, putting them on the ground of some sort. Luckily for me, I have some old interior still here. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press these in the old-fashioned way with a hammer. This piece, I gotta put a socket over the top of it so I'm messed up too bad. I got a hammer, and I'm just gonna hammer these in. Watch me work. I'm actually gonna hammer the metal piece. With all that, let's go put these back on now. Hopefully this is the last time because I've taken them off twice. I don't know if I went over this, but everything's in there for the most part. This is the only issue that I was having. Well, this sway bar link and that sway bar are really off. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. Obviously, I had to tighten everything still. Everything's just kind of hand tight. Right now, I just was trying to figure out what the heck I wanted to do. Alright, so that's there. Let's just tighten this and this. We'll call that good. Alignment's probably pretty off. We do have to get an alignment. assemble everything outside. I was gonna do that originally, but I was like, no, it seems like too big a pain in the butt. But now looking back at it, it probably was the right course in the beginning anyways. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, let me tighten these D's, and then once we move to the other side, I'll show you guys when I assemble it all on the table. We have made it to this point in time. We are here. All the angle. Looks good, looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the entire knuckle on the other side and then assemble everything on the bench. I just wanted to reiterate how much angle this has. This to this. That's insane. Here's the knuckle, it's on the table. I'm gonna assemble all of this stuff tomorrow. For right now, I am done. It is hot. I am done. Kevin's trying to sell me wrenches. Massive. Be back tomorrow to finish this. If you're watching this, like and subscribe. What is going on, guys? This is day 2. We're back here to put on the front suspension of the BMW E46 Drift build. I have everything laid out on the table. Last night I took it all out. I have the knuckle here. Boom, knuckle here. I have the lower control arm. I have the coilover. I got these guys, the extended tie rods, and then here we go. So, the game plan for today, because yesterday I tried to put it in like piece by piece and do it all like that without taking out the knuckle, and it didn't turn out so well. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to put all of this together here on the table and then try to install the whole thing as one big unit. The first side was kind of like a learning process, so now that we have the learning curve out of the way, we can do this a little bit more efficiently. Yesterday it took me all day. Some of the ball joints wouldn't come out. It was just a little bit of a struggle. We were on that struggle bus yesterday. I have everything out. It's assembled. Let's put it into the car. Get it. The coilover through and bolted up because I left a little play. Shock has all that weight on it. Shock tower has all that weight on it. Probably not the best idea. But this whole assembly has to rotate. I have to undo this because it is all off. The whole shock has to go this way. Not the safest thing to do. Alright, let's get the lower control arm bolted up. Good news, everything's back on. The tie rod's on. Everything's basically tight. Let's see how bad it touches. Hopefully the coilovers are high enough. If not, I'll just have to keep raising them until we're a monster truck again. I'd like to get the over fenders sooner than later so I can really tuck this and give it a nice aggressive look. I think I'm going to source some either over fenders or Hard Motorsports makes like a fender flare that goes onto these, so we'll see what is what. I know I'm gonna have to take out the liners of this, and then that'll probably be another day. But let me get all these torque down. Torque specs. Here they are. We're just gonna work one by one, torque them all down. I think it's safe to say that the front suspension is almost done. Grab some wheels to see how bad this is. I have a feeling that it's gonna be really, really bad. Oh my god, it's already touching. I gotta tell you this bad. Oh baby! Look at this angle, guys. If you can't see that, man. Holy reverse entries or something. That's a crazy angle. It's already about to touch. Ooh, I forgot to put the brake in. I'm a dummy. Alright, this has no brakes on it. Holy angle. Wheels back on, brake calipers back on. That was a bit of time-consuming process. So now we have the wheel on, and we already have fitment issues. So here, the wheel is actually already touching here. And the suspension's not even cycled. So next step is over fenders, I guess. Let me get it running. Listen, I have had a bunch of time to think about what I want to do with the motor and what's going to be next. I think the most economical thing is to turbo this motor and build like an M52. I really wanted to either LF swap it or M52 swap it, iron block, turbo, cut ring gasket, the whole 9 yards. But I think that I'm going to actually possibly turbo this motor, get a standalone for it. It will save me a bunch of money in the initial, and I'll get it running, get it driving, get it tuned, kind of do the entire chassis and just turbo this. I have found a couple recipes for M54B30s turboed, and that's an option too. I can just B30 swap it, sell this motor, or just M52 swap it and build something like that. But M54B30 might be an option as well. So, wheels are on. That's probably it for today. The suspension's in, the SLR Ultra kit's in, the rims and tires don't fit. And we're gonna have to do something about that. I knew that was gonna be a problem, but here we are. And I would give you one more look at it before my camera dies. We're gonna call that video. As I turn it, boom, 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 lock, full lock. All the angle. Now, if you like this video, I want you to go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and comment down below what you want to see on the vehicle. See you in the next one.